Okay, so guys, good morning again. Good morning to all. Today, I have just prepared this particular PPT for the lecture, and I just tried to put certain animations into it so that every student can understand the concept of the single phase, which is for applied to the load, and loads are classified as resistive, inductive, and capacitive. So, like whatever the load you consider, maybe a single phase appliance or three phase appliance, the element which is basically involved into it is resistance, inductance, or capacitance, or the combination of the three. Like if I just consider bulb, that is, we used to have the filament bulb. That bulb offers the pure resistance. If we just consider the example of choke, that offers the pure inductor and small value of resistance. If you consider condenser which is placed in the fan, that is ceiling fan or coolers, etc., you find one condenser there, and that condenser is nothing but the capacitor. So the capacitor is nothing but the pure capacitance application. So when we use any of the appliance which runs on the electricity, that offers certain elements like resistance, inductance, and capacitor. Okay, so the purpose of this study is only to understand the behavior of the parameters, mainly say current, because current is only the active element which passes through the respective load like resistor, inductor, and capacitor when the supply voltage is given. So we say supply voltage is active element, battery is the active element, and due to which the current starts passing through the circuit or the given load. So as I said, whenever we have a load, that load defines resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Okay, so let us understand now the concept which we already have studied in last class. So last class में I have given this particular table. So इसको एक थोड़ा quick revise करता हूँ because it is already being discussed in the classroom. For pure resistor, this is what the table one, and for pure resistance, we are getting the waveform like this, and where the phasor diagram, when we plot a phasor diagram, we get phasor diagram where current and voltage both are in phase. This current I and voltage both are in phase. So this current and voltage both are in phase. Then if we talk about pure inductor, for pure inductor, the phasor diagram is like this, where current lags voltage by an angle of 90 degree, and for pure capacitor, current leads voltage by an angle of 90 degree. So if I just consider the common element in all the three phasor diagrams, the reference phasor or the reference parameter which is there, if you just see, that is OA. In each of the phasor diagram, all the three phasor diagrams, OA is the reference phasor, and that reference phasor is nothing but the voltage magnitude. So voltage magnitude is plotted on x-axis. Is plotted on x-axis, that is OA. Okay, so everywhere in each of the phasor diagram you will find OA as the voltage phasor or voltage magnitude. Now with respect to that voltage magnitude, the current magnitude is plotted like for pure resistive it is in phase, for pure inductor it lags a voltage by an angle of 90 degree, and for pure capacitor it leads a voltage by an angle of 90 degree. Okay, so if I just combine all the three phasor diagrams, so I can comment on this like this. Like if I just consider voltage as reference phasor, voltage as reference phasor. So where the voltage lies, it is on x-axis. That voltage phasor lies on x-axis, right? Then the resistive current. Now I just call that current as I. Like instead of I am calling that current as a resistive current. So resistive current is in phase with voltage. Now for which type of load it is applicable? It is for the pure resistive type of load. The pure resistive type of load it is applicable. For inductive type of load, what we get? For inductive type of load, pure inductive type of load, current lags voltage by an angle of 90 degree, and for pure capacitive loads, the current leads voltage by an angle of 90 degree. Okay. Now, how we got this particular phasor diagram? For which I just want to show you the animation. Just let us start with this. Consider a point that is say center, okay, and this first phasor is the voltage phasor, that is the reference phasor, and that reference phasor is plotted on y-axis. that is the reference axis. Okay. So with respect to this voltage phasor, we have to plot the three currents IR, IL, and IC. So now for resistive type of load, IR is in phase with voltage. IR is in phase with voltage. Now, if you ask me what is the phase angle for resistive type of load, it is 0 degree between current and voltage. Between resistive current and the respective voltage, the phase angle is 0. So I can say that for between voltage and resistive current, that phase angle is 0. Okay. Now let us understand second current. Let us consider second current. Now second current is inductive current, and where that inductive current is plotted, that inductive current is plotted perpendicular to the reference phasor on negative y. Okay. Then the third phasor is for the capacitive current, and it is again perpendicular to the reference axis, but it is on the positive y-axis. Right. Now, what is phase angle between this inductive current and voltage? It is 90 degrees, because this voltage phasor acts as a reference. So if this is the reference phasor, with respect to the reference phasor, inductive current having a phase shift of 90 degree. Here specifically I have mentioned minus 90. Then capacitive current is on the positive y-axis. It means it has a lead of plus 90 degree. Right? So what we can comment on it? We can say IL lags behind voltage by an angle of 90 degree if the load is pure inductive, and IC leads ahead of voltage by 90 degree if the load is pure capacitive. So this is what the combined phasor diagram. You just compare this phasor diagram which is plotted here. So animated phasor diagram which I have drawn here. So I just want to give you this phasor diagram again, how I made that phasor diagram. Let us check it again. Considering O, that is say center or origin. Okay. Then we are making the phasor line for the voltage, that is a reference phasor. Then for pure resistance, the resistance current, that is IR, is in phase with voltage, and hence the phase angle between that is equal to 0 degree. Then inductive current is plotted on the negative y-axis, and capacitive current is plotted on the positive y-axis. So what it shows, that inductive current has a phase shift of minus 90 degree with the voltage reference phasor, and capacitive current has a positive 90 degree phase shift with the voltage reference phasor. So from that we can comment, for pure inductive current lags behind voltage by 90 degree, and for pure capacitance, capacitive current leads ahead voltage by an angle of 90 degree. Okay. Now, do you have any question on this particular point? This is just a combined phasor diagram which I have plotted so that every student can understand the concept of the current is in phase with voltage for resistive load, current lags voltage for pure inductive load, current leads voltage for capacitive load. So for pure resistive, inductive and capacitive, we have plotted this particular diagram. So this particular diagram, this is called as complete phasor diagram. Now, do anyone have any question on this particular point? Recording is going on, so this particular recording and the video is going to be shared on the YouTube, and the YouTube link is going to be shared on the WhatsApp. So you don't worry. So this is what the complete phasor diagram when we have voltage as a reference. Okay. Now the next topic which we are going to study is, like, after understanding pure resistive, pure inductive and pure capacitive, we have to combine these loads: pure resistive, pure inductive and pure capacitive. After studying those three elements, we have to combine these three elements. Okay. So let us start with this. What you can see here, you can see there is a resistance inductor and capacitor. Resistance is in ohms, inductor is in Henry, and capacitor is in farad. These three elements are connected in series. These three elements are connected in series. And there is a current I, which is the active element passing through the series combination of R, L, and C. So, when this current passes through all the three elements, that gives a voltage drop across each of the element like VR. So VR is the voltage drop across a resistance. Now what should be the equation for that voltage drop? If we write Ohm's law here, if we apply Ohm's law to this individual elements, what we can write is VR is equal to V is equal to I into R. But VR is the voltage drop across a resistance, so it is current into resistance. Now, as this current I is same for all the three elements, so therefore I'm not going to change the name of this current. I'm going to keep that current as I. So this is Ohm's law applicable to the resistive element or resistive load. So VR is equal to I into R. Now same current as passing through the inductor, it is also passing through the inductor. So therefore we get another voltage drop across inductor, which is VL. So what we can write is VL is equal to, now we have to write the Ohm's law equation. So that Ohm's law equation is current multiplied by, see, I is again same because it is similar for all the type of load. Now that Ohm's law, it means we have to include the ohmic parameter, and for inductor the ohmic parameter is XL. Like in resistance, for resistive element or for resistive load, resistance unit is ohms. For inductive or for coil, the inductor is in Henry, but the ohmic element is XL. So if I ask you what is the unit for inductive reactance, it is ohms. We already have seen this particular concept when we dealt with, जब हम लोगों ने देखा था कि इंडक्टर अगर आपका प्योर कनेक्टेड है एसी सप्लाई के साथ, तो कैसे एलिमेंट आपके चेंजेस होते हैं, या पैरामीटर कैसा चेंज होता है. So XL is in ohm. Now, when the same current passes through the capacitor, the third voltage drop takes place across the capacitor, and that capacitor voltage drop is given by VC. Now, as the voltages are changing, like voltage drop across resistance is VR, voltage drop across inductor is VL, voltage drop across capacitor is VC. It means voltage drops are different, and that completely depends on the type of element which is present. So therefore, the name of those voltage drops are given with a separate representation. VR, voltage drop across the resistance; VL, voltage drop across inductor; VC, voltage drop across capacitance. Now, again, to capacitor, if the Ohm's law is applied, what we can get is I multiplied by. So this I is again same multiplied by XC. And what is the unit for XC? If someone asks me, the unit for XC is ohms. So it means three elements when get connected in series, when same current passes through all the three elements, the individual voltage drops as VR, VL, VC. VR is I into R, VL is I into XL. I into XL. Don't write it is into L, because whenever we write the voltage in time domain, that is VL is equal to L di by dt. But when we write it is in the frequency domain, or in short, when we write it in the Ohm's law format, Ohm's law gives us VL is equal to I into XL. Then VC is equal to I into XC. So please remember Ohm's law, VR is equal to I into R, VL is equal to I into XL, VC is equal to I into XC. But when we write it in the inductor and capacitor terms, that the equations are different. I think all of you know those equations. If I write VL is equal to, it is given by L di by dt. L di by dt. And if I write the expression for capacitive voltage, it is equal to 1 by C. If you remember, VC is equal to 1 by C integration of I dt. So these basic equations you already have studied, but we are not considering these basic equations to understand the concept of this particular RLC series circuit, where I am just considering the Ohm's law and all the three elements, resistor, inductive reactance, and capacitive reactance are in ohms, and that's why the Ohm's law equations are written over here. Now, if I just go with if I just again go with the phasor diagram, अगर मैं यहाँ पर इसका phasor diagram draw करता हूँ, तो मुझे ये ध्यान में रखना है कि यहाँ पर कौन सा common parameter. So can anyone tell me the common parameter which is present in this particular circuit? See, phasor diagram is always plotted in between voltage and current. Please remember, you cannot include resistance, inductor, and capacitor. The phasor diagram is always plotted in between voltage and current. So can you tell me which parameter in this particular case is common? Common means same. Can anyone tell me which element is same? Which element is common? See, in previous case, the case was different, where we just combine all the three element effect. Like considering voltage as reference, because over there voltage मैंने एक common consider कर लिया था. IR was on in same phase, IL lag कर रहा था, IC lead कर रहा है. So can you tell me this with respect to the same concept? Which parameter in this particular circuit, complete circuit में कौन सा element common है? Okay, I just give you a hint. Out of voltage and current, which one is common? क्या यहाँ पर जो supply voltage, if I just consider supply voltage as V, that supply voltage gets divided across each of the element as VR, VL and VC. So common parameter कौन सा रह जाएगा? Only current. Only current. Okay. So let us say current as common. अब phasor diagram हम लोग बना रहे हैं. Concept is same. So phasor diagram में current as a reference. Now with respect to current as a reference for pure resistive load, what we can write is, what is the voltage drop across pure resistive? It is VR. So VR is in phase with current. For pure resistive, VR is in phase with current. Is it clear with this? Now, similar way, we have to draw for pure inductor and pure capacitor. Means the effect on resistance, inductor and capacitor. So I just take the help of this. Now, this is what our general way of making the phasor diagram, where current I, right, lags voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. This must be minus. Current I lags voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. For pure capacitance, current leads voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. Okay. Now, what I do? Just see what I do. As I am making for this particular RLC series circuit where the current is common, and therefore I have to consider reference as current. So if the reference is changing, अगर यहाँ पर आपका reference change हो रहा है, तो क्या होगा? Just see that if the reference is changing, all the two, like both the elements changes its position. Again, I'll show you this. यहाँ पर मैं फिर से आपको दिखा रहा हूँ. Just see very carefully. This is what our general phasor diagram, where we say current lags voltage. बराबर है? But as we are considering current as a reference, अब मुझे current अगर reference लेना है, तो what I have to do? I have to change the position of current. Now, where I have to keep the position of current? I have to keep the position of current on x-axis. So see. Now, my current I is on x-axis. Now, with respect to I is on x-axis, I can say that acts as a reference. If current acts as a reference, then what we can say is voltage leads current. And if the voltage is leading current, it means what I can say is voltage leads current. It means the phase angle between the two is plus 90 degrees. Because what we are saying, VL leads current. If VL leads current, means plus 90 degrees. So if VL leads current at 90 degrees, then you have to write it plus 90. Okay. So this is done for pure inductor. ये हो गया आपका pure inductor. Now, I just make it for pure capacitance. If you have a pure capacitor in the circuit, and second point, if the current is same for the circuit, then considering current as a reference phasor, here right now this is for pure capacitance where current leads to voltage, therefore we have plus 90. But if the current is to be, or current is a reference phasor, then that changes the phasor diagram, just a small change where the positions of the current and voltage changes, and see the comment changes. And what the comment now for this particular case is, that comment is VC. VC lags current. VC lags current by an angle of 90 degrees. VC lags current by an angle of 90 degrees. So it means we are getting three-phasor diagram. Three-phasor diagram where current I is same as it is passing through each of the element in series RLC circuit. So if I is same, considering I as the reference phasor, we are making the phasor diagram for VRI, VLI, and VCI. And phasor diagram is always plotted only and only for the voltage and current. That is, it is in between voltage and current, not for the elements resistance, inductance, and capacitance. The reason is very simple, because resistance, inductance, capacitance defines the load or load element, and whereas voltage is the active element which is given to that load, and current is another active element which is developed due to that voltage. So whenever we have the phasor diagram to be plotted, it is always plotted in between the voltage given to it and the current which is passing through it. So voltage and current again have different elements like VR, resistive voltage, VL, inductive voltage, VC, capacitive voltage. So likewise, the voltage elements get changed. Like voltage, supply voltage, VR, resistive voltage, VL, inductive voltage, VC, capacitive voltage. So the voltage elements get added, but phasor diagram is to be plotted only and only in between the voltage, whatever may be the voltage, maybe supply voltage, maybe resistive voltage, maybe inductive voltage, maybe capacitive voltage, and the respective current. So now, what is the element, or which one is the element which is common in this particular circuit diagram? The common element is current. The common element is current. So considering that current as a reference phasor, we have plotted the phasor lines for VR. For resistive load, VR is in phase with current. VL leads the current by an angle of 90 degrees. So I have just shown you how the changes takes place. Considering current as a reference, the VL का position changes. If we consider voltage as a reference, then जो हमने previous diagram show किया था वही. So एक तरीके से हम लोग कह सकते हैं, अब मैं आपको बताता हूँ. So VL leads current by 90 degrees. That is for inductor. Then for capacitor, again considering current as a reference, VC lags the current by an angle of 90. Okay, so that's all with this particular introduction to this RLC series circuit. Now we have to again see the next load. Okay, so before that, I just want to share one example. Okay, now the example is. Okay. So if I say, just a second. Okay, now if I just say, when I last time ये example लिया था, so I'm just considering the same example. Okay, so all of you please just take this example. If I am saying there is a test match going on in between, say India and say versus South Africa. India versus South Africa. A test match is going on. India has batted and scored say 373 runs with 6 wickets and declared the batting for a day. And then South Africa is coming, batting and scoring 273 with all out. Okay. Now India has to bat again, because you know the format of a test match where each team bat twice and balls twice, right? Each team, हर एक team वहां पर batting 2 बार करती है and bowling भी 2 बार करती है. So India is batting first 373, 6 wickets. South Africa batting next, scoring 273 all out. Now India is coming again to bat. अब अगर इंडिया टीम फिर से आपकी बैट करने के लिए आ रही है, तो यहाँ पर what the commentator will say about the score. the scoreboard will say, the commentator will comment that India leads South Africa by 100 runs. यानी इंडिया कितने आगे है साउथ अफ्रीका से? 100 रन से आगे है। अब ये एक तरीका हो गया कहने का। दूसरा तरीका क्या हो सकता है कि साउथ अफ्रीका, दिस जनरली वी डोंट यूज, साउथ अफ्रीका लैग्स इंडिया बाय 100 रन्स, बाय 100 रन्स। अब वही चीज हम लोग यहाँ पर यूज कर रहे हैं इन इलेक्ट्रिकल टर्म्स। हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, लाइक इधर फॉर प्योर इंडक्टिव लोड व्हेन वी से करंट, दैट इज फॉर प्योर इंडक्टिव, है ना, फॉर inductive load current lags of voltage by 90 degree, then the other way of saying that as voltage leads current by 90 degree. When we say lag, we have to use minus 90. When we say lead, we have to use plus 90. That is only the difference. Now in this particular phase diagram for pure inductor, VL leads current. Now when it is leading, you have to show it by plus 90. Same way, if for capacitor, जैसे कैपेसिटर में हम लोग कहते हैं, कैपेसिटर में what we say, कैपेसिटर current leads voltage बराबर by 90 degree. When we say lead कर रहा है, it means it is to be shown with the plus sign. Another way of saying that as voltage lags current by 90 degree. अब अगर आप lag यूज कर रहे हो तो यहां पर क्या रहेगा, minus 90. Now see the format for pure capacitor. VC lags current, यहां पर आपका लीड करेगा और यहां पर आपका लैग करेगा, लीड करेगा या फिर लैग करेगा. So what we are saying now, VC lag current by an angle of 90 degree. So when you go on this direction, clockwise orientation, you get this. When you go on anti-clockwise direction, किसी के लिए current leads the voltage. Statement आपका चलता है, current leads the voltage. जैसे यहाँ पर मैंने स्कोर बोर्ड में आपको दिखाया, India scored 373, South Africa has scored 273. So we have two statements to comment. The first statement, current leads South Africa by 100 runs, or South Africa lags India by 100 runs. Now, do you have any question on this? Do you have any question on this? Do anyone have any question on this? Hopefully you all are clear with the concept of this reference phasor, and with respect to reference phasor only we have to do the calculation. So reference phasor is always very, very important. Reference phasor is always a very good. Okay, so I am not getting any question from any of the student, any of the participants, so I just move on. Now, ये हमने RLC series बता दिया आपको, RLC series. Now I just consider two loads, okay, two loads at a time. Like I just take R and L in series, then R and C in series, because that is there in your syllabus. Okay, so let us take the circuit diagram. Yes, now it is going to come in front of you. Just see, all the participants just see this. Come on. So we have current as a reference. We are on the same phasor line. Now VC lags current, VL leads current, and the angles are minus 90 for lagging and plus 90 for leading. So here what we can say, VC lags behind current by 90 degree, VL leads or lead ahead or leads current by an angle of 90. Okay, so previous diagram जो हमने पिछला diagram draw किया था, same diagram is now ये जो हमने तीन अलग अलग फेजर्स ड्रॉ किए थे, all those three phasors are combined here. So considering current as a reference, VR is in phase with current. So phi equal to 0 degree. VC lags I by 90 degree. VL leads I by 90 degree. So lag minus 90, lead plus 90. So VC lags behind I by 90. VL leads ahead I by 90. Okay. So that's all with the combined phasor diagram for RLC. Okay. Now, as I said, we have to consider individual loads. Individual means now we have to combine two loads. So let us combine R and L. What is the unit for resistance? Ohms. What is the unit for inductor? Henry. Considering current R in ampere and voltage in volts, and this, what is the pattern? What is the type of voltage? AC voltage. And that AC voltage is represented as sinusoidal. Now, another point which I want to add here, this voltage is RMS voltage. You already studied this RMS parameter, RMS factor, and average value, average factor in mathematics. Right now, I'm just considering this RMS for time being. The explanation related to average and RMS will be given today. So, RMS voltage is applied, and hence RMS current is passing through the circuit. Now, when this current passes through each of the element, the respective voltage drops as VR and VL. VR and VL. So when the current is same for both the elements, we can consider current as reference for making the phasor diagram. For making the phasor diagram, let us consider current as a reference. So current as reference. Where should be the position of VR? We have already done with this phasor diagram. Where should be the position of VR? VR should be on same axis as for pure resistance, voltage and current both are in phase. But where would be the position of VL? Yes, VL leads the current by an angle of 90 degree. So when it leads, it means plus 90 degree. Hopefully you all are clear with this concept. Any question? Okay, now just see. After making this phasor diagram, what I have to do? I have to make the voltage triangle. I have to make the voltage triangle. Okay, now how many sides are there in the triangle? 3. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 sides in the triangle. So let us make the voltage triangle. But before that, just see this animation. Current, VR is in phase with voltage. Sorry, VR is in phase with current. VL leads current by an angle of 90 degree. Right? Now, I just shift the position of VL. As I have to make a triangle, so I just shift the position of VL. Still that VL is perpendicular to VR. Still VL is perpendicular to VR, or we can say VL is perpendicular to reference phasor, right? No. Now I just remove 90 degree because it is shown it is perpendicular. Now I just remove current reference. And when we say a triangle, I have to make a third phasor, that reference, that phasor, a third line, that is resultant line, and that resultant line is nothing but the hypotenuse. So what is that hypotenuse? That hypotenuse is voltage V, because supply voltage V is given to the circuit. So what we can write? This V is equal to VR plus VL. Like in DC circuit, if 2 resistors connected in series, we generally write like if I have 2 resistors connected in series, the voltage drop across first resistance is V1 and second is say V2. If the supply voltage given to that as say V for DC voltage, what we can write is V is equal to V1 plus V2. But as supply voltage is sinusoidal, where the magnitude and angle both are changing, so therefore we have to write V is equal to vector sum of VR and VL. Like V1 is replaced by VR, V1 is replaced by VR, V2 is replaced by VL. So V is equal to V1 plus V2. For DC, V is equal to VR plus VI for AC. But to represent this equation for AC, you have to just give a bar, VAR bar on each of the voltage, and that indicates the AC voltage, or KVL for AC, Kirchhoff's voltage law for AC. Voltage law means the addition of the voltages. That's all. So V is equal to VR plus VL. Now VR is on x-axis. With respect to that, VL is on y-axis. ये मैंने आपको दिखा दिया. Already phasor diagram we have drawn. So it means from that phasor we are making the voltage triangle, and voltage triangle shows that VR is on reference x-axis and VL is perpendicular to VR. And therefore, the resultant of VR and VL is the hypotenuse, that is V. Now, the phase angle between the phase angle of voltage V with respect to the reference, phase angle of V with respect to the reference is angle phi. So now what we can comment from that? If I just consider कि यहाँ पर आपका current का भी reference है, so what we can comment on that? We can say that voltage, just check very carefully. अब आपका voltage का phasor कहाँ पर आ रहा है? यहाँ पर आ रहा है. Just see, voltage का phasor is coming on this side. Voltage का phasor is coming on this side. So what we can comment is voltage leads current I by angle phi. Voltage leads current by angle phi. Another way of defining the same, current lags a voltage by angle phi. Current lags voltage by angle phi. So if we have pure inductor, it is 90 degree. But when we have impurity in the inductor, अगर inductor में आपने resistance add कर दिया, like in this case, R and L both are connected in series. So listen very carefully. For this kind of impure kind of inductor, that is when we have resistance element present with the inductor, both are in series. Then we have that, like we have a remark like current lags the voltage by an angle. Voltage leads current by an angle. That phi varies, that completely depends on the values of resistor. Right? Is it clear with the concept of this voltage triangle? Is there any problem with the voltage triangle? Okay. So now, first we did phasor diagram. Second we did voltage triangle. Now from that voltage triangle, we have to make an impedance triangle. Again, impedance triangle means a triangle where there are three sides. Okay. Now for that purpose, what you have to do? In voltage triangle, divide each of the voltage, like VR, VL and V. Divide each of the voltage by current. Divide each of the voltage by current. Why current? Because current is the reference phasor. And we know the equation for current. We know the equation for current. What is the equation for current? Like if I just write the expression for VR, what I can write is Ohm's law to resistance. VR is equal to I into R. Correct? If this is I into R, if I want to write the expression for R, what should I get? I get VR upon R. So VR is equal to I into R. ये Ohm's law मैंने आपको बता दिया पहले. अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? I'm just writing the expression for R. तो R का expression क्या है? VR upon R. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? I have to divide this VR by R. Similarly, let us say another equation. VL is equal to I into XL. I into XL. Now I just need to write the expression for XL. I want to write the expression for XL. तो equation क्या होगा? Expression क्या होगा? VL upon R. VL upon R. So if you have VL upon I, divide this VL by R. Same way, divide this V by R. So what we get? VR upon I. VL upon I. See, the positions are not going to change. And V upon I. So what is VR upon I? It is R. What is VL upon I? It is XL. So VR upon I are VL upon R XL. And therefore V upon I is called Z. And what is Z? Z is called as impedance. Z is called as impedance. What is the unit for impedance? Ohm. Because impedance involves what? R, where that R lies, it is on real part. Where XL lies, it is on imaginary part. And how that imaginary part is written? As it is on positive axis, so plus sign, it is on imaginary axis, so J. So you can use I or J to represent imaginary part. Which element or which alphabet is comfortable with you? Like you are comfortable with I or you are comfortable with J? Can anyone tell me? Or shall I proceed with J? So what small j is indicating? Imaginary part. Small j is indicating imaginary part. And imaginary part of this particular impedance triangle is representing XL. So Z is equal to R plus J. Now this is one form of representing the impedance. इसको कौन सा form मैंने कहा था? If you remember, this is called as complex form. This is called as complex form. Now, do you have any other form to represent that? Yes, we have polar form. That is mod Z and angle phi. Mod Z and angle phi. ये प्लस फाई रहेगा या माइनस फाई रहेगा? RL सीरीज सर्किट के लिए यानी इंडक्टर जब है वहां पर प्लस फाई रहेगा या माइनस फाई रहेगा? प्लस. It should be plus phi. See, no, here we are getting plus phi. Here we are getting plus phi. Just see, here we are getting plus phi. That's all. See, students, you people are not asking me any question. Participants are not asking me any question. And considering that every student, each participant here with the concept of this particular series. Okay, thank you so much. As there are no questions. Okay, now again, we have studied voltage triangle. VR, VL, V, phase angle phi. We have studied impedance angle for which we have divided VR, VL, and V by R. So VR by R, VL by R, V by R. VR by R and VL by R, resistance and inductor. Not inductor. Resistance and inductance. And the units are ohms. Its unit is ohms. And therefore that is Z. And its unit is ohms. And phase angle is phi. And this phase angle is positive phi. Another way of writing is Z equation. V upon I. That in last lecture I have written V with say angle 0 and current is with say certain angle. That is, as we know, current lags voltage by an angle of phi. So lag कर रहा है इसका मतलब minus phi. So what I can write is V upon I with angle plus phi. And what is V upon I? It is Z. So I just write it as mod Z with plus phi. ये last class में मैं लिख. Okay. Now next step. Can you tell me the cosine and sine of phi for voltage triangle? Can you tell me from voltage triangle? You have to tell me cosine and sine of from this voltage triangle. Quick. Cosine and sine from voltage triangle. Quick. Anyone? Okay, what is cos of angle? Trigonometric equation. Cos of equation. Okay, it is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. It is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. What is sine of angle? When we have a Pythagorean theorem or Pythagorean triangle, like I think we apply this trigonometric equations cos, sine, cos, tan, then cot, sec, cosec, etc. So what is sine? Basic equation, trigonometric equation, sine. Okay, I just write that. I know that you student knows that, but you students are busy with with the lecture and therefore you don't remember. आप लोग काफी बिजी हो लेक्चर में, तो therefore okay, so it is sin phi is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse, opposite side upon hypotenuse. Now adjacent side यहाँ पर क्या है, VR, hypotenuse क्या है, VE, opposite side क्या है, VL, adjacent side क्या है, V. So now if I just want to write the expression for VR, what I write, V cos phi, VR is equal to V cos phi. What I can write for VL, V sin phi, V cos phi and V sin phi. यहां से इक्वेशन बन गया. आपको याद क्या रखना है, ये ट्रायंगल आपको अगर याद रहेगा तो आप कुछ भी लिख सकते. You can make whatever the equations you want to. Okay, so VR is equal to V into cos phi, VL is equal to V into sin. Okay, now we have to make a power triangle. ये बताने के पीछे रीजन ये है because we have to make a power triangle. And for power triangle, to make that power triangle, what you have to do, you have to multiply this voltage by current. You have to multiply this voltage, each of the voltage by current. जैसे हमें आपने करंट से डिवाइड किया था, अब आपको वोल्टेज से मल्टीप्लाई करना. Okay, now just check VR into I. फेजर पोजीशन इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज. जो फेजर लाइन है, ये जो आपने येलो लाइन फेजर लाइन बनाई, उसका पोजीशन चेंज नहीं होगा. इट इज ऑन द सेम एक्स एक्सिस रेफरेंस. ओके, सो VR into now VL into I, now V into I. Okay, now what is VR? VR is equal to V into cos phi. So if I put V into cos phi in this equation in place of VR, what I get? V into I into cos phi. So what is VI cos phi? It is P. What is VI cos phi? It is P. Now what is V? Because VL is equal to what? V sin phi. VL is equal to V sin phi. Put it here. So VI sin phi. VI sin phi. VI sin phi. So what I get? Q. So P and Q are the two parameters. And on this resultant, you have V into I as S. So it means we are getting three power. One power is on real axis. Therefore, this is called as real power. This is on real axis, right? This is called real power. This is also called true power. Okay. Then Q is on imaginary axis and it is at reactive power. Imaginary power, that is reactive power. So this power is also named as active power. Real power, true power, active power. And active को जो react कर रहा है, that is reactive power. That is Q. And S is apparent power. So if someone asks you what are the types of power in single phase and three phase, you immediately can say there are some three power. What is called as active power, reactive power, and apparent power. Active जो उसको react करेगा, reactive, और A से शुरू होने वाला apparent. Apparent यानी जो appear होता है. So active power, reactive power, apparent power. Active power, reactive power, and apparent power. What is the equation for active power? VI cos phi. Reactive power, VI sin phi. Apparent power, into I. That's all. V into I. That's all. Just a second. Okay. So now you all are, I think, clear with the concept of this active power, reactive power, and apparent power. एक बार फिर से मैं आपको फटाफट रिवाइज कर देता हूँ. अगर आपको लगता है तो you can refer the PPT also. ये PPT and the recording, everything would be there. Okay. So ये हम लोगों ने बना लिया था. Now we are considering two elements, resistance and inductance, connected in series. Then to make the phasor diagram, we have to consider a reference phasor. I as a reference. VR is in phase with I. VL leads I by 90 degree. Okay. Now I as a reference. VR is on same phase, same line. VL leads I by an angle of 90 degree. To make voltage triangle, just change the position of VL. Again, it is same. It is perpendicular, right? Only the position has changed. Now remove 90 degree, remove current reference, and add the resultant phasor. So as we are making triangle, we have to add third side, and the third side is hypotenuse. That is called as resultant vector of VR and VL. So therefore, what we can say, VR and VL has V is equal to VR plus VL. It is in vector summation. It is in vector summation. Okay. The phase angle is plus phi. Now to make the impedance triangle, you just have to divide that VR, VL and V by I. So VR upon I, VL upon I, positions are not going to change, and V upon I. VR upon I and VL upon I, already I said it is called as R and XL, so it is R and XL. And V upon I is called as Z. So when we say Z equation can be written as R plus J XL, and the angle between that is plus phi. So therefore, Z can also be written in polar form as mod Z angle plus phi. Then we have again voltage angle VR, VL, V angle plus phi. VR upon I, VL upon I, V upon I. VR upon I is R, VL upon I is XL, V upon I is Z. And just see, all the three elements are in ohms with plus phi. All the three elements in ohms. Resistance ohms, XL ohms, impedance ohms. Okay. Now, to get the power triangle, you have to multiply that voltage triangle by current I. Because we know power is equal to V into I. So VR into I, VL into I, and V into I. But what is VR from that voltage triangle? VR is equal to R into cos phi. VL is equal to V into sin phi. So V into I into cos phi, P. V into I into sin phi, Q. And V into I is S. What is P? P real power, true power, active power. जो power active को react करेगा, that is reactive power. And जो power appear होगा, that is apparent power. Okay, that's all for the first type of load, that is RL. Now I just add next kind of load, that is RL RC series circuit. Again, resistance in ohms and capacitor in farad. These two elements are connected in series. The common current I in ampere passes through both the elements. दोनों से पास होने वाला करंट एक ही है, as both elements are connected in series. Supply voltage V in volts is given to the circuit. Okay, again these two values are RMS values. Root means square values, RMS values. So with respect to this V and I, RMS values of voltage and current, when it passes through that resistive and inductive, resistive and capacitive, we get VR and VC. Now if I apply Ohm's law, what I can write is VR is equal to I into R, and implies R is equal to VR upon I. Then VC is equal to I into XC, and if I write the expression for XC, I get is VC upon I. So these are the equations of resistance and capacity reactance in ohms, right? Now, make a phasor diagram. Phasor diagram, again, reference phasor is current I. Reference phasor is current I, because that is the common element. VR is in same phase with current, but VC lags current by 90 degrees. VC lags the current by 90 degrees. See, current is leading to the voltage in capacitor, but voltage is lagging the current in capacitor. So voltage VC and by an angle of 90 degrees. Now that is plus minus 90. Minus 90 means lag. Okay. Now I have to make a voltage angle, and to make that voltage angle, I just make that phasor diagram again. Current VR VC minus 90. Now I am changing the position of VC. It is perpendicular. That position is just changing, but like the position of that is changing, the direction of that VC is same. There is no change in VC. Why we are making that VC? That is clear from the phasor diagram. Okay. Now I just remove that minus 90. I just remove that reference phasor. अब मुझे voltage triangle बनाना है. So I do have VR on x-axis, VC on minus by x-axis, and therefore the resultant, that is hypotenuse, must be on this side. Now what is that angle? Minus phi. So what we can write from this, for RC circuit, voltage lags current by phi, or current leads V by phi. So for pure capacitor, currents lead to voltage by 90 degrees. But for impure capacitor, ये difference है. For pure 90, for impure it is phi. and that phi may change depends on the values of R and C. Okay, now this is what voltage triangle. I think all of you are now clear with the voltage triangle. Now to make a impedance triangle, क्या करना? Quick, tell me fast. We have only 4 minutes left. To make a impedance triangle, what I have to do? To make a impedance triangle, what should I do? What I have to write? What I have to do? What the adjustments to be done in this voltage triangle? क्या adjustment करने होंगे? I have to divide each voltage like VR upon I and VC upon I. Each voltage by I. So VR upon I, position is same, VC upon I, and resultant is V upon I. Angle, now VR upon I is R, VC upon I is XC, and what is V upon I is Z, and angle is -1. So that is called as impedance triangle. एक बार फिर से रिवाइज करते हैं. Just take voltage triangle. VR, VC, resultant, that is hypotenuse V. The phase shift -1. Okay. Then VR upon I, we have divided the VR by I, VC by I, and V by I. VR upon I as R, VC upon I as XC. Ohmic elements. Both the elements are the ohmic element. And therefore V upon I is also ohmic element. So if you ask me, what is the unit of Z? Ohms. What is the unit of XC? Ohms. What is the unit of resistance? Ohms. Okay. Now angle -1. Okay. Now let us write the cos of phi from this. So cos of phi क्या रहेगा? Again adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Adjacent side क्या है? VR. Hypotenuse क्या है? V. Implies VR क्या रहेगा? VR is equal to V cos. Then sin phi, another trigonometric formula. VC upon V. See, sin of minus phi is equal to minus VC upon V. So minus minus get cancelled. So ultimately what we are writing, sin phi is equal to VC upon V. Now implies VC is equal to V sin phi. V sin phi. Okay. Now to get this power triangle, what you have to do? You have to multiply voltages V, VC and VR. You have to multiply VR, VC and V by I. So VR into I, VC into I, and V into I. Now what is VR? VR is equal to V into cos phi. Put it here. What is VC? V into sin phi. Put it here. So VR, V into I into cos phi. That is P. V into I into sin phi. That is Q. And therefore V into I is X. So again we are getting same. See, the powers are not going to change. The representations are not going to change. What is the effect of that change in load R and C? RL, अगर ये RL की जगह RC है तो उसका इफेक्ट किसके ऊपर होगा? इसके ऊपर होगा, on the positions of that particular R. So here impedance triangle Z is equal to R, but XC is on negative axis, imaginary axis, so minus JX. Z is equal to minus JX. Okay, here यहाँ पर R Z हो गया. अब आपका Z दूसरा फॉर्मेट क्या रहेगा? Mod Z angle phi. But write it here minus because here you have minus. That's all. Okay, it's power. This is called as power. Okay, now do you have any question? Because we have done with RL series circuit, RC series circuit. Tomorrow we are going to check the numerical. So please don't waste tomorrow's lecture. Based on that only you will be getting the numericals in the continuous assessment 3. Okay, see the syllabus, the material which we have, this is very huge. बहुत ज़्यादा material है. उसको मैंने बहुत कम lecture में complete करने की कोशिश की. So it is quite impossible. So you have to give the continuous assessment 3 on tomorrow, Friday, between 5:30 to 6. 15 minutes will be given to you to solve the homework. Okay, so that's all with the lecture. It's 12:30. All of you please put your attendance starting from roll number 1 to 10. Roll number 1 to 10. Don't आप बीच में put up करोगे तो I am not going to consider your attendance. Roll number 1 to 10 fast. Roll number 1 to 10. Only 2 students are present. Come on, fast. Roll number 1 to 10. See, I am going to share this particular recording in the YouTube as well as the PPT with the students on Google Classroom. So those who have not joined this Google Classroom and Genome, as well as those who are not referring YouTube, please refer this video. Okay, now put 11 to 20. 11 to 20. 11 to 20. Okay, It's very good that 11 to 20 all are present. Then 21 to 30. 21 to 30. 21 to 30. Okay. 31 to 40. 31 to 40. 31 to 40. Okay. 41 to 50. 41 to 50. 41, 41 to 50. 41 to 50. Then 51 to 60. 51 to 60. Cost you are writing in between. I'm not going to consider your attendance or roll number. The reason is they have to write it there, no? Because when we put the attendance in the MIS, that becomes difficult if the numbers are written afterwards. Okay, now, 51 to 60 हो गया है. Okay, then 61 to 65. 61 to 65. Yes, come on, students. 61 to 65. 65. Yes, very good. Yes, is having attendance almost full, 100%. Very good. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Tomorrow we will be having a lecture at 12:30. Don't miss it. Keep your calculators and everything ready so that we can solve the numericals. So bye for today. Take care. Now no one is going to put the attendance. Don't put attendance now. I'm going to close the recording.